Welcome, everyone. This is Mike from ZozoStockWatch.com, and this is our Let's Get Ready and Stocks on Watch for Monday, the 18th of December, and it's also your Let's Get Ready for the week ahead from the 18th to the 23rd. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So what I'm going to do is we have the NASDAQ composite I'm showing you here. So we're going to go through some of these charts. We'll look at the dailies and we'll look at the weeklies. So as you can see, NASDAQ composite pushing up and big volume coming in here. So a lot of institutional buying on Friday pushing the NASDAQ up, as you can see by this volume bar. If we go ahead and look at the weekly, just, starting to break out again. Still above the 10 SMA on the NASDAQ composite. So market looks very strong there, and looks like right now it might, bullish week ahead with movement like this and volume coming in. So you'd have to say, bulls are ruling the day right now. We'll go ahead and look at the Dow Jones 30 holding this 5. EMA up here at all-time highs also. If we look at it on the weekly chart, maybe a little bit far from the 10 SMA, but holding above it. Maybe, a slight consolidation is due for the Dow Jones, but, it's been further away from the 10 SMA, and very strong volume once again also came in on Friday. Let's go ahead and look at the IBB. This is a little bit of a letdown right now, but we are holding above, this 100 area for the IBB. Recently just split 3 for 1 on the IBB, trying to get up over this 108 spot for the biotechs. And then since we're talking biotechs, we'll take quick look at the XBI, and as you can see, not faring so well, still below the 50 SMA, and trying to get back over the 10 SMA. So far, no luck on the weekly chart. And if we look at the IBB on the weekly chart, you see how the 50 SMA on the weekly chart was support here. We're trying to hold this 105 spot and trying to get back over that 108 spot on the IBB. But, such names like Amgen, and we'll look at these on the daily, need to start making a move here. Amgen needs to get back over maybe, 180, 179 in that area for Amgen. Celgene, trying to bounce back here, but we still have this 50 SMA that is angled down. So you would think, definitely needs to get back over that 50 SMA, maybe to fill this gap here on the gap down on Celgene. BIIB. Looks the best out of most of the large biotechs, trying to get up over that 330 spot here for BIIB. All right, let's go ahead and look at some of the other markets. We'll look at the OIH, the services sector, really not doing too much right now, below the 200 SMA and staying below the 200 SMA, battling with this white 100 SMA on the daily chart. And if we look at it on the weekly chart, we are currently below the 10 SMA on the weekly chart for OIH. Let's go ahead and look at some oil. USO trying to penetrate, get up over 1175, holding this 1115 spot for the USO. If we look at that on the weekly, this 1175 spot, and then 12 looks to be resistance for the USO. Oil itself, light sweet crude, WTI, still below $60 a barrel, but holding above the $55 level here and holding above the 10 SMA for WTI. If we look at it on the daily chart, you can see, this 55 spot for a barrel, very important, and so far unable to get over that 59.60 level for WTI. The SMH, we've had this pullback now on the SMH. and currently we're below the 50 SMA. Big volume on this candle here on Friday, almost 22 million shares, and such names as Nvidia were bouncing. Nvidia was bouncing, and I think SWKS. Also, nope, not that one. I thought that was bouncing a little bit better. There was 4 million shares that came into this. It's trying to hold this 94 spot. TXN has been very strong. TXN and I think AMAT has been holding up. Yeah, AMAT making a comeback here, holding this 100 SMA on AMAT. So, what else? Qualcomm in the semi space, with that merger possibly with Broadcom. Broadcom bouncing. So we'll see if what the semis want to do for next week, if they're going to continue to bounce Nvidia and those names. Gold. Not really much going on here in gold. Some bounces here in gold, but overall, just below the 50 SMA, and just little pops here and there, but really no major follow through in the GLD and also GDX. GDXJ, the junior miners, and GDX, the larger miners here. So, not too much going on there. And then silver, trying to hold this 1475, but below all the moving averages. A lot of work to do here in silver. So not much going on there with SLV. Nat gas also just riding down here on nat gas. Still no bottom in the UNG. So not much to talk about there. And then the VIX. We're coming back down to this $9 spot. Market is very complacent. Yeah, it looks like they got their tax bill through. And so, let's see if this 9 spot is going to cause another pop in the VIX. And then we'll look at it on the weekly also. You can see how important this 9 spot is. We've been below 9 here. Let's see, we're as low as 856 on the VIX. So, watching that VIX to see if they ever want to turn that around. All right, and then we'll look at some names like Apple. Apple holding up nicely above the 10 SMA. Looks like it's getting ready for another run here in Apple, starting to break up and out maybe. So keep your eye on Apple. Some other names on the list. We'll take a look at Goldman Sachs holding up, and names like JP Morgan, the banks, XLF, all holding up strong here, holding the 13 EMA on the daily. And then if we look at it on the weekly, maybe a little bit extended from the 10 SMA. So maybe we just go sideways a little bit here on the weekly for the XLF and the banks. McDonald's, still showing strength here. Boeing moving up. Basically grinding up new highs every day. Caterpillar trying to bounce off the 5 EMA on the daily chart here. And then if we look at it on the weekly, just riding this 10 SMA on the weekly chart for Caterpillar. Let's see, what else did I want to bring up? Bots is one of these artificial intelligence ETFs. Currently below the 10 SMA on the weekly, and then there's also Robo, which is automation index, and that's just trying to hang on here for the 50 SMA. If we look at it on the weekly, trying to hang around this 10 SMA on the weekly chart also, and I should say, hang on to the 50 SMA on the daily chart. Sorry if I messed that up. So that's some of those, kind of off the cuff, kind of, off the beaten track, I should say, ETFs. And then there's social, names like Facebook, trying to make a recovery here, and Twitter, was looking good, popped, and now it's pulling back again. Let's see if this 22 spot holds for Twitter. And then Snap was making a move. Nice recovery here from 12 all the way up to about 1650 on Snap. Jets, the airline ETF, pushing up here, and looks like it's trying to get up over, all-time highs here. Let's see, this was 32.83, and we hit 32.54 on Jets. This is the ETF for the airlines. Such names as American Airlines, Delta Airlines, JetBlue, LUV. All looking pretty strong there in the airlines. Let's go ahead and take a look at the IWC. All right, this is the micro cap. Here's the weekly, trying to get back over the 10 SMA. Also, on the daily chart, we're back over the 50 SMA on the IWC, IWM. Also getting back over the 10 SMA on the daily chart. On the weekly, we're holding above the 10 SMA on the weekly. We just have that 155 spot up here as resistance for the IWM, so be watching that level. The transports, up here at all-time highs for the transports. Here's the daily, trying to get up over that 190 spot for IYT. So keep your eye on that 190 spot for the IYT. And I think that's about it. We'll get into some of the stuff for the week ahead, and I'll bring that over right now for you. Actually, you know what we'll do? We'll look at some of the news first that came out on Friday. All right, so let me just back this up for you, and we'll look at some of the news. Seed, SEED had some news after the bell on Friday. Fate Therapeutics also had some news after the bell on Friday. BPMC also news after the bell on Friday. This is courtesy of the trade exchange. Acme reporting Pearson's acquired the securities of issuer because they believe that such securities are significantly undervalued. Reporting Pearson's intend to consider, explore, or develop plans and or make proposals, whether primary with respect to, among other things, the insurer's operations management board, compensation involving issuer, certain. So basically, they took a position in Acme here, and here's Acme after the bell, AKMI, whoops, AKAM, sorry about that, popping here. Don't mind these are probably bad ticks, but after that news on Friday, AK Acme took a big pop here from 58 all the way up to 65, so big move there for AKAM. Let's see. Kellogg's announced a share repurchase authorization for Kellogg's. A little bit of a pop after the bell on Friday. Ameritrade will allow Bitcoin futures trading Monday, so that was Ameritrade. All right, and I actually got a trade out of this on Friday after the bell. It kind of just waited there, and then all of a sudden, it popped on Ameritrade. So this was a very nice move here after the bell on Friday on that news with Bitcoin. Let's see. IDRA investment sold 2.3 million shares on IDRA. DRNA RA Capital reported 19.9% stake. And let's see, some news over the weekend. Unfortunately, CSX, their CEO, Hunter Harrison, passed away for CSX. So that stock had gapped down, and then he passed away over the weekend. Teva, some strikes going on for Teva after they're doing layoffs. Some insider purchases Friday after the bell that came out. DISCA, like we said, AKAM CEO purchased over 17,000 shares. Depot, IMMR, NXRT. So some insider purchases, and then here's some of your offerings and whatnot. HPE, Fate, MAC, NBY, Run, CNO. All some mixed shelf filings and offerings, S3s, S1s. Disney Star Wars film is doing very well over the weekend. And then don't forget Bitcoin futures will be trading Sunday night. And it looks like Yamana and a private equity firm, Welsh Carson, in talks to buy Kindred Healthcare, KND, valued at four billion. All right, so that was on some news that came out Sunday night for the newsroom there for Trade Exchange. All right, so let's take a look at some of the economic information coming out this week. Tomorrow, Monday the 18th, we have a housing market index. We also have on the 19th, we have some Fed speak coming out. API crude oil data coming out on 4:30 after the bell. So keep an eye on USO or crude oil after those numbers come out. Housing starts. So other macro news, MBA mortgage applications, existing home sales, EIA petroleum report coming out Wednesday. For Thursday, as we start getting close to the holiday and Christmas holiday, we have some 8:30 GDP, initial jobless claims. What else? I think that's about it. Nat gas at 10:30, and then Friday 8:30 personal income and outlays. 10 o'clock new home sales. So a pretty, pretty filled week with economic information coming out. As far as earnings for the week ahead, we have HE. Let's see. Let me get my list over here. HEI, HECO. They're reporting on Monday after the bell, and then after that it picks up. We have Darden, we have Carnival Cruise Line, we also have FedEx reporting on Tuesday after the bell. Micron, MU symbol there, Red Hat, RHT. We'll be reporting Bed Bath & Beyond after the bell on Wednesday. General Mills before the open. BlackBerry reporting Wednesday before the open. So symbol there for BlackBerry now is BB. CarMax, KMX. And I don't think there's any earnings Friday. Nope. Cintas, Conagra Foods, Paychex, CarMax, Nike reporting Thursday after the bell. So quite a few earnings. FedEx, after the bell. So Tuesday is very big. Nike here on Thursday. Bed Bath & Beyond, BlackBerry. So quite a few names reporting for the week of the December 18th through the 23rd. And then let's go ahead and look at the futures since I have that up also. Currently, Dow futures are up 22. All right, and it's about 15 minutes after 6 o'clock my time. So Dow futures up 21, 22. S&P up 1. NASDAQ futures up 11. And they just basically opened up. So there's your futures for the Sunday night. We'll go ahead and get into the all right, and some stocks that I'll have on watch are going to be AMRN. 2.7 million shares came into this name, bio name, so we'll see on that one. BB, they have earnings. BlackBerry has earnings coming up, so I'll keep this one on watch. Maybe it wants to make a run into earnings. CGEN, big volume on Friday, 1.4 million shares popped up off the lows here. Triple D. Maybe trying to, make a move here above the 50 SMA finally. And so we'll see if there's any kind of continuation in that. DPW, one of these blockchain Bitcoin stocks, is holding up, holding its gains, holding this 5 EMA, so we'll keep an eye on that one. EGLT, big volume on Friday, popped, gave it back, so we'll see if this sets up intraday. EYEG, if this gets over this $1.30 spot, $1.32 spot, let's see, we had that 129, so maybe over $1.32. Keep your eye on EYEG. GCAP. Now, this is a Bitcoin connected, blockchain connected, I guess. So it's had, this pullback here right down to the 50 SMA. Buyers came in off of that 50 SMA, pushed it back up. So keep GCAP on watch, grow. Another one of these plays for blockchain, Bitcoin type of thing. So we'll see if this one wants to set up intraday, holding, trying to get and hold above this $6 area for grow. All right, so that one might be interesting. JRJC, expanding volume here, trying to get up over this 250 spot for JRJC. Not an easy one to trade. That name can be spready and quirky, I guess. Juno has pulled back quite a bit here from the high 65 all the way back down to 44. It's holding around this 100 SMA. Let's see if we get maybe a reversal candle in Juno. Mara, M-A-R-A. And sorry for so many lines from my intraday charts. But Mara holding up, holding this 5 EMA. See if this has any kind of move in it intraday for next week. Mark. Also, one of these blockchain stocks, but this one is below the 10 SMA on the daily chart here for Mark. So I don't know if I like this one that much. We'll see if it wants to set up intraday. NTNX, I like this one for a swing trade. All right, it's been, kind of basing here, holding this 10 SMA. Trying to get back above, the 3640 area here for NTNXA. Keep your eye on that one. NVFY supposedly has a blockchain connection in this one. So, it is of home furnishings, but I don't know, they have some division or something that's connected with blockchain. I don't know, it was getting a pop on Friday, 1.3 million shares. So we'll see on that one. I'm a little iffy on this one, but we'll see. NXTD, cyber, I guess, security protection services, and coming up off the bottom here, 1.4 million shares in NXTD. So that might be one you want to keep an eye on. Man, I had a lot of lines on this one. All right, so keep your eye on that. OHAI, big pop on Friday, 5 million shares. This looks like one to keep on watch maybe for the week ahead. OHGI, big pop, pulled back here. Looking for an intraday possible day trade in that one. PDLI. Coming up to the 50 SMA here, pulling back. Probably needs to get up over that 50 SMA, about $3.10 or so. So Pixie, Pixy, big volume, nice pop on Friday. So keep your eye on this one. PTI had made a really nice pop in it. It is back over the 200 SMA. All right, so keep your eye on this one. Maybe it's, setting up to get back over, 505 or so on PTI. PYDS, you see this 350 area has been resistance on the name, 2.3 million shares Friday. So keep your eye on that one. RADA, not a bad looking daily here setting up. So this might even be a possible swing trade on RADA, RADA. SORL, also possible swing trade on this name, SORL. So we'll see if this one, how it sets up and what it does on Monday, Tuesday, to see if we can get maybe a swing trade in that one. SPPI, almost 5 million shares in this name. basing under, that $20 level. So we'll see on that one. SQ, we had this big push up. Now we've pulled back. The struggle here at the 50 SMA, but holding and trying to get back over, maybe this 38 level for SQ. So maybe over 38, possible, swing trade there. SRAX, one of these Bitcoin blockchain type of names. Watch it, if it clears this $6 level. SRNE, big pop, 2.6 million shares, biotech name. Watch that $3 level or maybe a red to green type of move. Tech looks like a possible swing trade if it can get up over, 24.10 or so on TECK. TXRH holding up okay here. Would like it to get back over the highs here of maybe 52.85, 53 for TXRH for maybe a continuation move. UEPS, this is another Bitcoin blockchain type of name. So keep your eye on this one. All right, if it can get over that 1150 area, UEPS. VYGR, 1.1 million shares. Not a favorite though, but it is kind of basing here, coming up off the lows, but a lot of work to do there. Maybe a possible intraday trade. We'll see. WTR, possible swing trade in this name if it can take out the highs here of 1654. All right, keep your eye on that one. And then lastly, XPO, possible swing trade if it can get up over, I think it's 78. Yeah, $78 a share for XPO. So this one, has been basing for a little bit after this long run. If it gets up over 78, you might get a nice continuation move. All right, so that's your video for Monday. There'll be another video coming out, stocks to watch, Monday for Tuesday. Thank you very much for watching and subscribing to the channel. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Thanks very much, everybody. Have a great rest of your Sunday evening.